All right, there's one thing some of these older Ichiban ladies know about, but a lot of the younger ones don't. Um, Angelina Jolie, Kate Blanchett, you types, you're bolstering their confidence. You're the confidence they're using to get away with what they're doing while trying to claim that I don't have a shred of anything. As I proposed before, if you were to step away from these tweakers and let them operate how they normally do, they would go right back to default programming, digging around in the trash and stealing out of people's garages and being nothing more than stupid, dumb cancers to society. You standing there, it's your money, your cell phone, your reach, your connections, but somehow you're actually thumbing your nose at me and trying to act like you've found some great individual who could keep me held back. I bet I got news for you. I have no idea what this is. It's reminiscent of Ragnarok, but I don't see it, unfortunately. I think people are just using whatever excuse they can to do as much evil as they can, and if you people were so fucking sure about yourselves, you wouldn't be so conniving and defensive whenever I started coming towards you. What is with this giant production keeping me held back? Where everything that I post or talk about gets rebutted and replied to by countless scripted assholes in all directions, snarkily making jokes to cover it up. I don't know what the deal is, but they're doing everything they can to keep me buried while propping up endless fake versions of me to complete their own disgusting schemes. And unfortunately for the Kaylee Kuko types, I think it's boiling down to that moment of gravity. When Kaylee Kuko walks up to some fake random crackhead, there's nothing there. There's nothing to feel intimidated by. She immediately knows he's a fake. She immediately knows it's a bullshit situation that she's in control of. But when she's cresting that hill and looks down and sees me, the hairs on the back of her neck stand up. Her spine straightens. She gets the butterflies in the stomach. She gets lost in a whirlwind of electromagnetic sensitivity. And she generally shuffles her feet away from me with wide eyes, coming up with everything in the book to say against me. And all I really need is for her or someone like her to get my attention. I'll do the rest. Now, if you're incognito as a crackhead or homeless girl and you're trying to get my attention, chances are I'm gonna snap at you a little bit. Everybody in that town, we're talking 100,000 people plus, Santa Maria and Santa Barbara, they have locked elbows because they think it's hilarious. For that 3 seconds of lying to some of you celebrity people, they will point you straight to hell with a giant grin on their face. And then when they realize what they've done, they slapstick and scab it over and try to act superior and self-righteous and they're doing the right thing. It's a clusterfuck. And an ugly one. Especially considering the worthless, gutter trash cockroaches who are being propped up and praised. And what are they being praised for? Literally, torturing 6-year-old girls to death. That's what they're being applauded for, having the courage and grit. That's what Brie Larson as Captain Marvel thinks is so magical about those fucking gutter trash jackasses. They have the grit to tear little kids to pieces in front of other cockroaches. But then I pick up a stick and shuffle in my bed and they text each other and the whole fucking Truman Show shits on themselves. Merry-go-round, step for step, every... Keep it together, keep it together, keep it together. Laker girls. Laker girls. Anyway. Barrel through this one moment at a time. Some of you people know I'm not hiding. I don't want to say Eminem, but somebody like Eminem When I raise my voice, I'm echoing, and I wasn't even booming the other night. So you know. Now, why you would go back to your hotel room or go back to your car and do what you're doing and then come back out here and then talk to the same fucking tweakers you just caught lying through their teeth to you. Oh, he's over there. No, not that guy, not that guy. That's the guy you haven't said hello to in 5 years. No, not him. Don't go down there. Or there's this like shrilly little kid. He's got this loud, annoying, preppy voice. I hear him everywhere. Part of the fucking charade. If Tom Holland is trying to get me to go by the name Mike, he's got to know I'm not doing it. The second I try to claim that name just to see what would happen, they're going to dump all the crime that worthless swine Swayze has done in my lap. And then when we're in court, well, he said he was Mike. Snarky, snarky. We all know the Illuminati own that shit. Court, sheriff, they own all of it. I knew something was wrong, man. When I got arrested way early on in like 2016, 2017, for nothing. I had this like tiny little knife on my keychain. No handle to it. It was just literally dangling on the keychain thing. And the sheriff had swooped in front of the Big Five near the Albertsons where I was waiting for Angelina Jolie. Comes swooping into that parking lot and just dead spotted me out of a crowd. And I'm looking somewhat like this. Gets out of his car and he had the biggest cheesy grin on my face. Hi there. He knew. And he searched my backpack, he searched my pockets, he searched everything and finally found that little dirk and dagger, he called it. And I was arrested. Big cheesy smile on his faces. And I guarantee you 10 minutes after I was out of that parking lot, Angelina Jolie showed up and then got fucked over by a bunch of tweakers. And that's why she's so fucking convinced I'm the one who did it to her. And the problem there, though, is like I noticed, while I was sitting in court for that tiny ass little thing and can't get a word in, they're just snickering, throwing me back in jail, no reasons whatsoever. We're in court and the dude in front of me is like 3 different prison sentences that's holding over his head. He's an illegal, you got caught with like pounds of cocaine, an AK-47, prostitutes, a hostage. They let him out on bail and were like considering releasing his case. And then I step up there for that tiny ass little dirk and dagger keychain thing hanging off my key loop. And it's a fucking catastrophe, dude. Oh, it was like I massacred half the earth. And then my case gets done with, and I'm sitting there, and the dude behind me goes up, and they got me freaking armor-piercing military-grade ammunition, driving on a suspended license, fleeing from the cops, hostage in the back seat, pounds of meth, in and out of prison and jail, should be deported. What do we do? Release him to his probation officer. So excuse me for not giving a shit anymore. It's all about the money, all about the superiority complex.